everyone here has not opened their camera, but
are we losing Mbak Anja?
Looks like it.
Oh, she's disconnected. Welcome, everyone.
welcome everyone.
Oh, here it is.
My technical issues. I don't know. I
Good
didn't
luck,
realize that I
Banja.
was taken off the Zoom room. Glad to have you here as we will begin our meeting shortly. We're still in the middle of waiting for other participants to join as well. So as you can see on your screen, today we will have 3 speakers, and the 3 of them already received an offer from top universities in the world, and the 3 of them will be going to the US soon, right? So we have the speakers here with us already, but we will be waiting for all of you to join us so we get joined properly. Thank you. So I see several participants here. Have you joined our previous meetings before? If I may point out, soon to be Toastmaster Arsi or soon to be Toastmaster Prani Dana. Can you open your mic, please?
Yes, hello.
Hello. How may I call you?
You can call me Dana, Kak.
Okay, hi, soon to be Toastmaster Dana. So is this your first time joining Minister of Finance Toastmaster Club meeting?
I think this is the second time, I think.
This is the second time. So you are aware of today's agenda.
Yes.
So are you a Ministry of Finance employee?
Yes, Kak.
Oh,
I'm currently working at the DJKN.
at the JKN. Okay. So what is your expectation going into this meeting today?
I think I will get a lot of suggestions from the outstanding speakers, and yeah, maybe I get a lot of insights.
Okay. So are you planning to pursue education abroad?
Hopefully, Kak. Wish me luck.
Of course, you have to. I mean, the sky's the limit, right? So here we are today, and I
You
hope.
too, right?
Yeah. Inshallah. We are here.
Actually, we are in the same group, Kak. So.
Pardon?
We are in the same LPDP Hunter or something.
Oh, really? Have you seen my so we have our my mentor here as well. Did you happen to watch my mock-up interview?
Not yet, actually.
Yes?
Not yet.
Okay. It's a very good example in which I act so bad. So in that case, it's a bad example. You should not give.
Yes, I'll watch it later, Kak.
Okay, so welcome to Toastmaster Dana. I hope you enjoyed today's meeting.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Our pleasure. If I may call another participant, I would like to call out soon to be Toastmaster Sudarsono since he has already opened his camera. Hi, soon to be Toastmaster Sudarsono.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear my voice?
How may I call you? I think you're not audible yet? Hi. I think there's some audio issue. Hello. How may I call you?
My name is Sudarsono. You may call me.
Okay. So have you ever joined our previous meeting before? I think we kind of lost SDBTM Sudarsono here. Okay, maybe let's move on to another participant. So should we wait for the event to start at 5? Yeah, guys.
Yes, Mbak Anja, it is.
Yeah, later on, I think I'm going to give a little presentation since I believe, although the people that Mbak Anja has interviewed before is second time attendees or perhaps third time attendees, but I'm sure in between our attendees today, there would be a first time attendees. Yeah. Later on, I'm going to give a presentation, Mbak Anja, but you still have some several minutes to talk with others if you want.
Okay. Maybe I would like to call out my friend here. I see that he is finally able to join today's meeting. Hi, Mas Lugis, are you there?
Hello, Anja.
Hi, so are you finally joining, and how about your wife? How will she get home?
I asked them to wait. I asked her to wait, I mean.
Okay,
And then
so
I joined from the Ahmad Royadi room, actually. I'm
oh,
alone in this
right.
room.
Why don't you join in your office room? Is it you will be the only one there?
I don't want to go up to the 13th floor. So yes, I'm just here alone.
Okay, it's okay. It's a Friday evening, and we usually have the meeting in a hybrid setting. However, since this is a special event, and I think it's very optimal if we do it like in the online setting. So, what I would like to ask you, what is your expectation going into this meeting? The Toastmasters Lugis, are you still there?
Actually, I want to boost my confidence because tomorrow I will have my IBT test. And I hope I will score a good result, the preferred result for my university.
I mean, so yeah, I think it's a good experience. It's a good exercise for us, and we all of us wish you luck in your test tomorrow. You can do
Because,
this. You can achieve the high score.
I mean, because I want to follow Maidi as soon as possible.
Follow
Maidi to the US.
So
Finally deciding TOEFL ya, Mas, instead of IELTS.
Yeah, maybe because I think if I switch to IELTS, I have to familiarize again with the test structure, with all of them. So yes, I will stick to the IBT and hope that I will get a good result.
Well, everyone, Mas Lugis here, Mas Lugis here is doing his TOEFL IBT as one of the requirements to pursue his master in Columbia, guys. So please give a round of applause to Mas Lugis here. Ya, Mas ya?
Yep, that's true, May.
Your
SIPA Columbia.
Yeah, so hopefully everyone could follow their footsteps, just like Toastmaster Marcella here. She is a prospective student of Columbia also, so perhaps later Mas Lugis and Sela could meet with each other in New York. Makan warkop ya, hopefully.
I hope so.
So
all right, I think.
Okay, so you're going to start the meeting?
No, it's okay, Mbak Anja, go on.
No, I just want to ask Toastmaster Lugis, what is his major that he's pursuing?
I'm pursuing the Master of Public Administration in the SIPA Columbia. And maybe I will try to explain why I have to take retake this IBT course at the later opportunity if all of you have already presented your materials. Maybe if you give me the opportunity.
Oh, you would like to present? Did you would like to share
No,
your
I
opinion?
just want to share my opinion without sharing screen or something.
Okay, so do we have the time allotment now, or we can do it later? Maybe.
I think we are short of time, yeah, Mas Lugis. Perhaps we can do it later in the question and answer session. Since
Okay.
currently, I think this is my cue to explain a little bit about Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club, because I'm sure some of you are still unfamiliar with us. So let me share my screen. I'm going to stop the screen and share my own. Okay, so currently, me as the president of Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club, I'm going to give a little presentation about what is Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club actually. So for those of you who are first timer and you're still not knowing exactly what we're doing with our club, I hope this presentation might help you. If you have any question, don't hesitate to put it in the chat box or contact any Toastmaster that you know, or perhaps you may contact us through our Instagram. So first thing first, what is Toastmasters? It's not moving. Wait. Okay, so what is Toastmasters Club actually? Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skill through a worldwide network of clubs. We have 364,000 members across 145 countries, divided into 16,200 plus clubs. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. We've been around since 1924, so it's been a very good established organization. What makes us different? We have pathways. We have 11 pathways ranging from presentation mastery to visionary communication that best align with your interest and objective upon joining Toastmaster. So if you see Toastmaster as a school, you may see pathways as your major. And in each pathways, there are 5 levels. And in each level, you have to finish your projects, just like a game, basically. Now we are getting to know more about our little club, Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club. We are initially BKF, or Badan Kebijakan Fiskal Toastmasters Club. BKF is one of the unit in MoF. We were chartered in early April 2017 by our founding fathers, Irwando Wisnuwardana, and we are so honored to have one of our co-founders here with us this evening, Kak Andi Yoga Trihartanto. Please give him a round of applause, everyone. Kak Yoga is already here. So we are basically a club, but we are also a family, a safe place for you to have fun and to grow your leadership and public speaking in English. Mind to tell you, Toastmaster is not an English club. You may find Bahasa Toastmaster, Mandarin Toastmaster, but in Toastmaster in Ministry of Finance, we use English as our main language. Why? Why do you have to join us as a member in Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club? Because we have several benefits that totally will be fruitful for you. First, you will improve your public speaking skills. You will build your leadership skill. You can practice your writing in finishing your project and also presenting in a group setting. You will gain a competitive advantage in the workplace since all the skills that you will obtain from this club are very, very applicable in your daily life, especially in your job. And it will build your self-confidence and self-awareness. You will have unlimited personal growth. You will work on networking in supportive environment, and it will totally maximize your potential. So we have our meeting every Friday through Zoom, and we've been trying the offline setting too. So we are trying the hybrid setting. So if you wish to come offline, just come to ABW, Activity-Based Workplace in Gedung Juanda 1, every Friday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Jakarta time. And if you wish to register yourself, you can register through the same link that you used to register yourself today, bit.ly/rsvp-mftmc. And it's not limited to MoF staff only. If you have your relative, your wife, or anyone who is not currently MoF staff, just take them with you. Okay, and if you wish to be a member of us, don't hesitate to contact our VP membership, Toastmaster Dita, as our moderator today, through her WhatsApp below. Lastly, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at MoF Toastmasters Club, because we mainly use our Instagram for our source of information. I think that would be all for my presentation. If you have any further question, don't hesitate to contact anyone through this chat, through WhatsApp, or through the Instagram. And with this, I think I'm going to give the control to our MC, since already 5. So, Toastmaster Aan, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mary. Good evening, dear friends, Toastmasters, and soon-to-be Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by giving you a warm welcome to the Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club educational session, Getting into Top World Universities. Yay! My name is Rota Yun, and I will be your MC for today. But first of all, please type 1 in the chat box if you are ready to learn about getting into top world university, and if you are ready to go into top world universities. So Toastmasters, soon to be Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, today we are having a very special occasion because it is very different with our regular meeting, as what Toastmasters Mehdi explained in the beginning. And we are going to learn about the tips and also the tricks in getting into top world universities with our members, Toastmasters Mehdi as our president, Toastmasters Andi Yoga or Toastmasters Yoga as our founding daddy, and Toastmaster Sela as our secretary. And today's agenda will consist of the panel session or the talk show and also the Q&A session. So please feel free to ask anything to our speakers related to our topics today. You can ask by put your question in our Mentimeter, but we do encourage you to ask directly by raising your hand in the Zoom so that you can have a live interaction with our speakers as well as practice your speaking skills. So, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and soon-to-be Toastmasters, the panel session will be led by our beautiful moderator, as well as our VP or Vice President of Membership, Toastmasters Dita. She is currently working at DG of Fiscal Balance. And without further ado, please welcome Toastmasters Dita.
Thank you very much, Aan. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope that you are all doing good wherever you are. So again, welcome to the Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club. We feel honored to have you all attending our educational session today. Especially our theme for today is about getting into top world universities. Yeah, please applause everyone. So just like Aan has said before, my name is Dita and I am the VP of membership of this club, and also I am working in Ministry of Finance, specifically in DG Fiscal Balance. And I am humbled to be the one who will lead the discussion session with our stellar speakers for today. So are you ready, guys, for the session? So we have 3 amazing people here. Let me introduce them to you. Admin, please share the CV of the speakers. I believe that everyone wants to see who are our speakers for today. So I think while waiting, I'm going to mention about all of our speakers. The first one is Medika Febriandila, or we usually call it Medi. She is our beloved president of Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club. I think I cannot see the CV. Can I see that, or? Irene, are you there? Okay, thank you very much, Irene. So the first speaker will be Medika Febriandila. She is the candidate of Master of Law, LLM, from Harvard Law School, Harvard University. She is currently a legal analyst in DG of Fiscal Balance, Ministry of Finance, or known as DJA, Directorate Jenderal Anggaran. And previously, before working in DJA, she is an associate or lawyer in Assegaf Hamzah and Partners. And also she got her Bachelor of Law from University of Indonesia. She is also Best Transformation Ambassador, or we call it as Duta Transformasi Kemenq, right? She is the best ambassador from DG of Budget. She is also a Toastmasters member since 2021, and she is currently serving as the president of Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club. So please give applause to her. And the second speaker is Andi Yoga Trihartanto, our founding daddy, or we call him usually by daddy or Kayoga, but I'm going to call you Kayoga for today, Kak. So he is the MPP candidate from University of Chicago, Harris School of Public Policy. He is Senior Staff of Investor Relations Unit in BKF, Fiscal Policy Agency, and he was previously a research assistant in IMF Indonesia Resident Office. He got his one-year diploma degree from STAN, and then he continued to the 3-year diploma degree, and also he has 2 bachelor's degree in management and public administration. How cool is that, guys? So he is also MoF Employee of the Year, or we call it as Pegawai Berprestasi Kemenq in 2019 in the 2nd place, and he is also our members, not our member, a Toastmaster member since 2012. So it's been like 11 years, right? If I'm not mistaken. And he is also the co-founder of BKF Toastmasters, which has transformed into Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club. So thank you very much for building this community, Kayoga. And our third speaker is Marcela. She is the candidate of MPA from Columbia University School of International and Public Affairs, or CIPA. She was previously, if I'm not mistaken, Staff Associate for Third Deputy Speaker of Industrialization and Development Affairs in DPR RI, or the House of Representatives. She is also active as an entrepreneur. She has some kind of business, and we can see that in the screen. And also she got her Bachelor of Marketing Communications from Bina Nusantara University. She was also Indonesian delegate in 2022 for Youth for SDG Summit 2022 by UNICEF and UNDP Indonesia. She has been a Toastmaster member since 2021, and she is serving as a secretary. So I think that's the introduction of our speakers for today. And without further ado, let me present you our 3 speakers. Hi, Medi, Kayoga, and Sela. How are you today?
Hi, Kadit. Hi, Kayoga.
Hi, Madam Moderator.
Hi.
I'm good.
Are you ready for today?
Of course, we're ready.
Okay. So I think many people have come here to witness, to listen to all of the stories that you have, especially to get into top world universities, right? So, and I believe we all might have been aware that we are going to discuss about the stories of yours to get into the top world universities, to Harvard, to University of Chicago, or UNCIC, yeah, usually we call it, and also to Columbia CIPA. So, and I do believe that to get to where you are right now should have been started with a big dream, right? So I believe that this could be one great session that we have. As a kickoff of our discussion today, I would like to dig deeper into how you guys started your journey. So we're going to dig deeper into how it all started. So my first question is, what is the earliest thing to prepare if we want to continue our study abroad, especially for master's degree, and especially to get into top world universities like you guys did? So it's about the earliest thing that you need to have to pursue that. Maybe we can start with Mady, because she looks so ready, you know, the face is like.
Okay, thank you so much, Kadit, for the question. I think this is the initial step, yeah, for everyone. What do you need to do first to finally decide that you want to pursue your higher degree? Do you want to continue your diploma or bachelor or even master or even doctoral? For me personally, I started with my wish first. I want to do it first because I want to do it. Then I started to find my why. So sometimes it's kind of wrong. Yeah, I think it's not very noble if it's compared to perhaps Kayoga or Sela later, because it started with my own personal wish. I wish to pursue a higher degree abroad, but I don't really know what kind of program that I want to do. So that's the why will comes in. When you finally find your why, then the program, the university will come naturally. So the first thing in my case is I want to do it first, and then I started to find my why, in which it is very complicated process. It took me quite long time. I needed to consult with my parents. I think it's very important, yeah, to have a supportive support or environment within you. I have to talk with my friends, especially with my friends in Toastmaster, to find my why, and the rest is history.
Okay, so it is the desire first for you, and then you find
Yes.
the why, the reason, like why I want to pursue my master's degree, right? I
Yes.
think that's really interesting because some people say that you have to find your why first and then the desire later. So I think I'm going to see from the other panelists, what about Kayoga, perhaps? So what is the earliest thing to prepare, Kak?
Earliest thing to prepare. Thank you, moderator. Actually, I don't know, it might be quite different for me, but I think I've always wanted to study abroad since the first half of my study back then in 2008, when I took my Diploma 1 in STAN. So especially after reading the novel of Andrea Hirata, especially on the Eden Sir and Sang Pemimpi volume, yeah. And yeah, it really hits me. It hits me hard. So I started my real efforts. So I started studying abroad as a goal and one of my biggest dreams, because previously I thought it's beyond my reach, and my English was terrible. My TOEFL was 437 when I got into BKF in the end of 2008. So the things I prepare earliest is my English ability to improve my English, because like I said, my English was terrible. And then I work on my leadership experience, and then working on my formal degrees. But it started with that big dream in back then, like 14, 15 years ago. And I start moving forward. Since there, actually my first dream campus is University of Cambridge and London School of Economics, because I dreamed to study in UK, but destiny somehow brings me in another way. So yeah, I think we can continue further down the road during our discussion. But that's my answer, Pita. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kayoga. I found two interesting statements from you. The first one is that you say your English was terrible. I think 12 years of learning English has done really good to you, because we don't see that today. It's like you're a great speaker. And the second one, Laskar Pelangi, Andrea Hirata's novel was the first novel that I read and made me fall in love with reading. So I do agree with you as well, because I started reading because of that novel, especially the Laskar Pelangi one. So thank you very much for sharing. I'm going to go back to you later on. And I would like to hear from Sela. What about you, Sela? What is the first thing that you found or that you prepared in your journey?
Well, it's quite similar with Mady. I actually find my desire when I was 12. So that time my dad passed away. So that's the reason why. My dad once told me that it's important for women to be financially independent, stable, and have a good education. So yeah, that's the very early stage where I would like to be that kind of woman that my dad idolized me to be. Yeah.
Okay, so it started with, let's say, the external situation that you have, but then it gives you some kind of internal motivation, right? And I think that's a great story to hear. So thank you very much for sharing that. So if I'm not mistaken, all of you have this kind of motivation first. It's like you found your want first, your desire to study abroad, especially to go to the top universities, like Kayoga wanted to go to LSE and University of Cambridge, and then you try to identify the steps that you need to do, right? Okay, so I think I'm going to ask more about applying when you were applying to top universities. I think it is something that we cannot do alone, right? Especially when we are just clueless about that. We don't really know what kind of things that we need to prepare, what kind of what are the best universities. So I want to ask, did you guys seek any help from other people regarding your preparation? It's like perhaps for program, a mentoring program, or courses or something like that. So I would like to hear from Stella first.
Okay, well, first of all, I try to find a community that has the same like goals as mine, and I find it like in Toastmaster Club, and I'm so happy that I joined this club. And look at us now, we have 3 person going to like the top university in the US. So I'm not in the wrong place. Basically, I'm in the right place, right? And yeah, talking about going into the top universities, of course, I seek for help. Like I tried so many times contacting people through Instagram DMs, and I got rejected for so many times, but I never stopped. And eventually, yeah, I do like find one person that really could mentor me this far, and I'm really thankful for him.
Okay, so you did seek for help, especially mentors, right? What about you, Kayuga?
Yeah, of course. I think it happens to all applicants. Yeah. Perhaps it varies in their own intensity or frequency in reaching helps. But I think you gotta seek helps. It really helps you a lot along the way. For me, from getting inputs for my campus essays, LPDP applications, LPDP essays, and also all the ECNs, including the personalities part, which is very tricky, and also mock interviews for scholarship. And my successful scholarship application is, I mean, it takes me 6th attempt for a scholarship, and Chicago is my 7th application. So many people help me along the way. And actually, there are plenty of mentors available out there, or at least people that can help you and give good advice from in your own office. And joining mentoring program like Kemenkeu LPDP Mentoring, or Indonesia Global, even just seniors or friends in your community, like Minister of Finance Toastmaster that Sela talked about. I think that's for me.
Okay, so you have 7 attempts of getting into top world universities. I think that is something that is very inspiring. It's like, if I were you, I don't really know if I want to go again for the 7th time. But I think for you, the case is that fall 6 times, stand up 7, right? Not fall 7 times, stand up 8, just like the quotes, right? So, okay, I want to hear from Medika. What about you, Matt? What kind of help that you seek in preparing your application?
Well, for me personally, what kind of help? Well, if the question is, do you find help or do you seek help? Yes, I am, because I need someone to first validate my dreams. People keep telling me that it was impossible to get enrolled in top universities, especially Harvard, since Harvard was and always be my first choice. And I need someone to validate my dreams. Someone who will tell me that you can do it. It is okay to dream big, because dreaming is free. You don't have to feel afraid of dreaming. And I need someone to tell me that, because my heart keeps telling me, perhaps they are right. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. Second is, I need to find someone who can tell me that I am wrong. I'm a type of person, don't get me wrong, and don't ever copy me in this stage. I kind of person that keeps telling myself that I am right. I think I'm right. I think I'm kind of perfect. That's my weakness. And I need someone to slap me in the face and tell me your essay is bad. you have a wrong destination. You have a word like a very terrible way of speaking in your interview. I need someone to tell me that. So I found refugees from a lot of people. First is from my parents. My dad revised my essay. I seek help from my friends, even in deciding my why, in deciding my program in university, because I think my major is kind of rare and not very prospective in the future, I thought in the beginning. And then I also find mentors from outside, like from organizations, just like Yoga said before. I joined Indonesian Hmong Global. I joined FOTS. FOTS is one of the organization from Ministry of Finance also, not from Ministry of Finance staff. And I think it's a very good mentorship program that they have, and also to hone your English. And then I also joined Rumah Beasiswa Kemenkeu by Bapak Budi. So Pak Budi is one of lecturer in STAN, and he opened one of a mentorship program like that, and I think it's a very good way too. And Kayoga has said before, Kemenkeu LPDP is one new established mentorship program that you guys can perhaps join for the next term in LPDP second term. And lastly, I also join non-organizational help. So if you want to pursue higher degree to USA, you may contact Education USA. It is a very good platform that offers a free session for 45 minutes through Zoom. They can review your CV, review your essay, etc. And last but not least, the most support and help that I'm so grateful is Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club, because not soft selling, guys. This is the longest organization that helped me for this postgraduate journey. I've been around in this organization since 2021. So they've been helping me since the day one. And for matter of fact, Daddy here, Kayoga, Kadita here was helping me in mocking, or we may say it like an interview practice session when I applied to LPDP. And Toastmaster is the only I think I practice with them every week, every Friday. I practice my interview through table topic session. So I think, guys, I encourage you guys not to feel like you can do it by yourself. You need a supportive system. And one of them is by broadening your perspective. Follow them on Instagram. Follow all organizations that you know through LinkedIn, perhaps. So you will get information. So once you know the information, you know how to contact them, know how to register. Just like today, you know the session because you are broadening your perspective by joining or following a lot of good accounts in Instagram or even in TikToks. So, start from your social media by gaining new informative information.
Okay, thank you very much for the enlightening explanation about the kind of helps that you guys were trying to seek before. But I want to ask something. So I have ever asked about how to be braver in asking for help, because at times I have some friends that keeps telling me, oh, I am afraid that I will ask such dumb questions to my mentors or when I reach out someone for help. So do any of you has anything to say about how to be braver in asking for help, perhaps? Sela, perhaps. Maybe is pointing to you, Sela. How to be braver in asking for help?
Well, actually, yeah, I just did it. I mean, like, yeah, you'll never know, right? So, but basically, you have to do your research first. So you are going to ask something that maybe more like significant to them, so that you are not asking dumb questions, and it will higher your chances to be replied by them or be helped by them somehow. So I think you have to do your research first. Yeah.
Okay. What one exciting point, I think, research first and then ask. So that I think that will be more effective communication between you and the mentors, right? So thank you very much for sharing that. And I would like to ask something about, I think it is still related to the preparation. So many people have been questioning also about applying to top universities, especially about the time spent to prepare. So I got a friend, when I posted about maybe getting into Harvard, one of my friends replied my story and said, how much time did she spend to prepare for that application? So perhaps I would like to hear from Mady first.
Well, for me personally, I spent almost 2 years, yeah, in preparing. If you want to count it from the very beginning, from me starting the why, it was in 2021. So overall, I spent almost 2 years in pursuing a degree. And I think to make it clearer, I'm going to divide it into two. Yeah. My timeline was very set up between two periods. The first period is when I focusing my funding. And the second one, I'm going to use my time to reserve my OOA. For me personally, I prefer to find funding first because I'm a type of person who will feel regret if the LOA is in my hand, but I cannot go because I don't have money. And I think that's a very sad story. Yeah. I don't want to feel that. So I think money is more important at that time because without money, I cannot go. So I find funding first and then my campus on my second term. So in the first term, I spent like 6 months, 6 to 9 months to do the research, to find my why, to find my program, to find my uni, and then that would be followed by the right funding. So there are a lot of fundings in this world, guys. You don't have to be fixated on LPDP. Just find it in regarding your purpose. If you want to go to the Australia, then you can pursue AAS or any other scholarship. That's why I focusing my first term in preparing my essay, my CV, and then I pursued LPDP, and I didn't have LY at the time, so I have to went through TBS, yeah, tes bakat scholastic, or we may call it TPA. I took several months to relearn everything that I forgot, and then I prepared myself for the interview. And then in the second term, I focused myself to pursue my university by focusing my recommendation, my CV, the essay, because the essay for LPDP and university are kind of different. So I have to put a certain time and effort and also attention to that essay. And then to my TOEFL, I retook my TOEFL 3 times, thrice. So it was an exhausting trip for the last 2 years. What else? Essay, CV, recommendation, TOEFL. Yeah, and I think that's my overall timeline. 6 and 9 months to 12, 6 to 9 months for LPDP, and then 6 months to campus. So overall, almost 2 years lah.
Okay, almost 2 years. So 6 to 9 months for the funding, and also 6 months, around 6 months, I think, for the LOA. So
yes,
I would like to know how many campuses that you were applying to. This is one fun fact, I suppose.
Actually, I applied to 8 universities.
Okay, 8 universities.
It happened on the same timeline. So yeah, 6 months, 8 universities. So actually,
Okay.
I shared the same campus with Yoga and also Sela actually. So
Okay, so 8 campuses, and how many campuses that accepted you in that?
only one rejected me.
Okay. Oh, the one, I think
Yes,
it's finally
finally the answer.
okay. So I suppose it's the Stanford one.
Yeah,
Okay, but she
So-
did the Harvard, so that's totally okay.
yeah, but it was still heartbreaking though.
Yeah, okay. Rejection hurts. I know that. So I would like to hear from Kak Yoga then about how much time did you spend in preparing your application, Kak Yoga?
Yeah, it's quite tricky to answer this kind of a question, Dita, because as I explained earlier that my dreams I started in 2008, and I started to put the real effort since 2009. And I repeat that my English was so terrible. My TOEFL was 437, 437. And English was the subject that I fear the most in middle school and high school. And I cheated a lot, frankly speaking, because I fear the subjects and I was really bad at English. So I've taken countless of English courses, by many English books and magazines, joining Toastmasters in 2012, taking night classes for the tiga and 2 bachelor's degree in 8 years, and taking leadership chances in several organizations. And because at that time, because I aimed for Cambridge or LSE, so I said to myself, I got to start building myself or my CV on the paper. And I've been building my CV since 2009. So that's my preparation started. But application per se, for the Chicago, it took me only 1 week, largely because I applied 4 times in 2020 and 2 times in 2021, and then 5 in 2020 and 2 in 2021. I got my LOA from Chicago in July 2021. So, and that's only my only 1 week to prepare, largely because I've gotten used to prepare essays and recommendation letters. So I actually once applied for Harvard, and it's really demanding. It requires 5 essays, 3 shorts, 2 long, and I think for these essays, it's really already good materials for me to prepare my application in Chicago. So that's why it only took 1 week for me to apply in Chicago. For the scholarship, I applied LPDP first in 2016, and I got it in 2022. So yeah, it pretty much 6 years for the scholarship. That is from me.
Okay. So I could say that there's no exact time duration that you did to prepare. I mean, because it's been a long journey for you, right? You started by preparing the English aspects first, and then building the CP, and then previously you said about adding some kind of leadership experiences and your formal degree and something like that. So I think it could be a long way to go, right? So thank you very much for sharing with us, Kayoga. What about you, Sela? How much time did you spend to prepare?
Quite similar with Mehdi, like almost 2 years. It all started like in August 2021. I said I would like to go to United States, or at least I would like to try to, pursue higher degrees. And yeah, at least 2 years, I think, almost
2 years. Okay, so we can say that it's in average, it's like 1 until 2 years to prepare specifically to apply for a specific campus. Let's say that way, right? Okay. So I think previously Mehdi has explained about the steps that she was doing. It's like she focused on the funding first, and then go for the LOA. What about you, Kayoga? I think Kayoga is also a PDP first, yeah. It's the funding first, and then the LOA.
Actually, I started the funding first, yeah, LPDP in 2016, and I resumed my journey in 2020, and I think it went parallel for the funding and the uni application. So
okay.
I don't think I think maybe preferably said that. I mean, she wants the funding first because it become a big regret for her. I think that's for her, but I think it just for me. I think I don't have to put one over the other. I think you can try to reach or obtain one of them the best you can. If it's scholarship first, then lucky you. But from my experience and from many people's experience, usually securing the funding or the scholarship is harder, if not much harder than applying to universities. It depends on university you apply though. If it's top university, it's still very hard, but usually or in general, securing funding is more difficult than securing university seat.
Okay. So do you agree with that, Sela? I mean, finding the funding is harder than finding the LOA.
Well, not really, but yeah, I failed LPDP once in 2022. Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, I don't stop there. I tried for LOA first, and then yeah, I got it first. Maybe because I grew while got rejected from LPDP. And I think if you're asking me about how hard it is, I think both of them, it's like they both hard, but in a different way.
Okay, so it's hard to find the funding and also to get the LOA. So I think we can agree with that.
Because eventually, if you don't get any funding, let's say from LPDP, you can still like trying for student loan. If I'm not mistaken, there's always like a lot of opportunities for you if you really want to try. But please try for LPDP first. It will make your life much more easier.
Oh, really? Okay, so do you agree with that, Maybe? Try to find the funding first, especially from LPDP.
Well, I have to confirm one thing. Not confirm, yeah. I think it will depend on what kind of program or school that you are applying to. In my case, because I'm applying to Master of Law or law schools in the US, they generally started their application process from September. So that's why I have my first term of the year PDP, because the campus is not opening their registration yet. I'm focusing my campus hunting in the second term, because in that schedule, mostly the law schools are opening their gates to our applications. But corresponding to your question to Sela, I think, yeah, for me personally, it's harder to seek or to secure your funding because especially in LPDP, there are a lot of value that you have to put in the table for them to see you. While in applying in university, they see you from Indonesia, you already have something unique within your application that they can consider. I think that's the difference between funding and universities.
Okay, so I got it, guys. Find the money first. We need money to continue our study, right? So thank you very much. I'm really enlightened by this discussion about funding, because I think it requires much money to continue our study, right? So I would like to dig deeper into the story or the process that you guys had gone through to finally reach this certain point. And I believe that big dreams, big steps provide you with big challenges as well. So can you share about the challenges you faced when applying for the university? So I would like to go to Kak Yoga first, perhaps. What kind of challenges that you faced?
Yeah, thank you, Dita. Talking about challenges, it might sound weird, but since I prepared my study abroad since like 14 years ago, in my opinion, frankly speaking, I don't have many challenges regarding application to university, because I exhausted myself already on the processes leading to this application over a decade, like I explained earlier. But I really struggled with scholarship. I really struggled with finding a scholarship and scholarship application. Like I said, my first attempt on is 2016. It might be not counted because I wasn't eligible at the time. Not yet 3A lah ya, for but I almost submitted my application, but I didn't have a green light from office. And for my universities, I accepted at Bristol in early 2020, and then Queensland in the end of 2020, and then Chicago in mid 2021. So yeah, to sum up, because I prepared a while ago, my biggest challenge is to be accepted in any scholarship, especially LPDP. So LPDP is my I gotta try 3 times. So my successful attempt is the 3rd time for LPDP and 6th time for all application. I failed on cheapening and RS. So, and along the way, it's frustrating. It's even depressing, to some extent humiliating, because I was Employee of the Year 2019, and it doesn't. I mean, I thought I'm gonna take off since that Employee of the Year, and it ran downhill since then. And it took me 3 years in the valley, di lembah gitu ya, and it's really humbling, even humiliating experience, but I just keep going and keep praying to God for guidance and strength, and thank God I got my scholarship in my 6th attempt and LPDP in 3rd attempt. That's for me, Vita.
That was an amazing journey, Kayode. I think since day one, I know you. 2 qualities that I always look up to you is your persistence and also patience. So I think that's really great. Thank you very much for sharing with us about your long story until you reach this point. So what about you, Sela? What kind of challenges that you faced when applying for the university?
Find a mentor, because I completely blind about the essay and how is the essay structured and so on and so forth. So it's kind of hard for me, to find a mentor. So yeah, I have to find someone that could really mentor me and show me the way, like you have to do it like this and that and this and that. So yeah, I think that is the hardest part of like applying to the university.
Okay, finding mentors. So I think that is one big challenges as well, because it's like what I said before, some people perhaps might feel like, oh my God, I'm too afraid to reach someone for guide, right? What about you, Mehdi? What kind of challenges that you faced?
I think at first I thought there were not many challenges, but as I remembered it again, there are plenty of challenges along the way. To sum up, I think I have 3 biggest challenges during my graduate study. The first is the doubters. The second is the time management. And lastly, it is, I think, the conflict. First, about the doubters, since I dreamt big, I think it was pretty big dreams. I tend to be, I wasn't telling anyone about my dream going to Harvard. So whenever people ask me, I just say that I want to pursue high degree in the USA. But once I mentioned about the dream, they kept telling me, can you do it? There is only 1% that can get enrolled into HLS, and he's already retired. So how many percent of your probabilities in getting there? And I still remember one day I got my essay reviewed by someone, and this is the exact essay that I submitted to Harvard and to all universities that I applied to. And this person told me that I didn't see any qualities from your essay. I was reviewing a lot of essays from many universities, including Chicago, Columbia, and Harvard itself. And I think with this kind of essay, you wouldn't make it. And I hope I could see him today, and I would bring all of my OAs to him, and I would say that essay that you've been telling me no, I use it eventually, and I made it. So that's the biggest challenge, how to trust your heart and find the right environment that will not belittle your dream. And I think the role of mentor is very important, because my mentor was the one who was really encouraging me. Even he said I could make it to Yale. So in law school, Yale is the #1 law school currently in the United States. And I think it's almost impossible. There are only 2 Indonesians to date that can enroll to Yale Law School. But my mentor really trusted me that I could go there, but I decided not to do it. But I think that encouragement, that kind of encouragement, because I failed also. I failed my first LPDP attempt, and failure hits you hard. And the moment when you want to get up, it's very, very difficult. So that's my first challenge, is the doctors, the humiliation. And second time, management. Nobody told me that finding schools and funding while working, I'm not even married. It's very, very exhausting. Very, very exhausting. Physically, mentally exhausting. Feels like you want to pause and scream, and then you continue your journey. You have to work 7 to 5, and after that, you have to revise your essay. You have mocking interview from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., and then you sleep, and then you go back to work. Everything is very exhausting. And then you have your organization, you have your own schedule at home, become a dad, become a husband, a mom, or wife. Me as a single, I'm only dedicating myself to my parents. I couldn't do all the home chores from my mom. So I feel like I missed a lot of things during these 2 times, and that resulting in my last challenge, the conflict. I had too many conflict along the way, especially from my support system too, because most of my friends felt like I've been away. I'm sorry through this platform if I hadn't replied to your messages. That's on me. I didn't reply to everyone messages for 2 years in WhatsApps because I think I was mentally disrupted. I didn't want to reply to anyone, and that resulting to work problems, relationship problems, friendship problems, even with my parents. So how do you say it? You need their support, but it feels like I'm blocking their support because I'm mentally drained. But at the end of the day, they keep reaching me out. So that's the one thing that I really want to emphasize. Find yourself a circle that will not give up on you, the one that will check up on you daily, the one that will not get mad once they've been away for a while. Instead of being mad, they checking up on you because they are worried why this person is missing for 3 months like that. So that's the very one thing that people not talking about, how draining it is to continue your study while you're already working.
That is really interesting. I mean, that was a very rough way to go for you, and I suppose for all people here, for all, let's say, people who want to continue their study, right? And I think I am quite captivated by the story that you previously mentioned about when someone tells you that the exact essay that you applied to the campus is a no. So how did you find the courage to keep? Okay, I think I'm just going to submit this. How did you find the confidence, and also how did you know that that kind of voice is not something that I need to hear? And because I think it's quite challenging to know.
The answer is by finding second opinion. To cure your illness, you have to find someone else to review about your illness. It works the same way with essays. That's why I think it's very important to not solely depending on one person as your mentor. Broaden your perspective. Find many mentors. Perhaps one mentor matching with your background as PNS. One mentor matching your background because you want to pursue your study to the US. One mentor because you share the same value with him or her. But with this answer, it comes danger too. Too many information can also be overwhelming. So you have to have your own measurements. Don't use one mentor only, but also don't take too many inputs because it will make you blind also.
Okay, that is one treasure that we hear today, guys. So please bear in mind that perhaps we need to seek for many helps, but be cautious also about the kind of information that you get. So thank you very much for sharing with that. I would like to go back a little bit to Kayoga. Previously, I think you explained about the journey that you have. You have so many failures. So, but I believe that failure is the lesson learned and success is the lesson of life. That's the quote saying, not me actually. So what is the lesson learned from your journey that you want to share with us, especially from your journey of, of falling and then getting back again?
Interesting question, Madam Moderator. Because, it's hard to explain, but the thing is, it's more about a spiritual journey and a journey of self-discovery. Along the process and in hindsight, when I looking back, actually during the process of applying to universities and scholarship, it made me reflect, contemplate about who I am, including my strengths and weaknesses, and also what I really want and what I would like to contribute to the society and the country. And I think by starting as early as possible is a good both comparative and competitive advantage, if you want to use a slogan. But failure is a common thing, I can say. Just keep going and take your time, keep trying, keep evaluating and improving your efforts as well. And at one point, I think you're gonna succeed, albeit not always according to your plan, be it timing or place or both. And hopefully not like me that taking 14 to 15 years, but just keep going, man. And yeah, albeit not always according to your plan. I aimed for LSE, London School of Economics, and I mundur teratur, and I started to position myself because at the time the LSE requires 3.7 of GPE, and my GPE and bachelor's degree is just 3.5. So I already actually kind of give up my chance to study in top uni, but I think God is a very graceful and merciful to me. So I felt at Warwick, I felt at Bristol, I felt in Manchester, and also I felt at Harvard. But again, like Mehdi said, don't let anyone dictate that you cannot do it or not. Coldplay say you never try, you never know. Just go for it. Keep going at it, keep working on it. And at time you're gonna succeed. I think that's for me.
Okay.
Rita.
Keep going. Noted that. So is anyone is going to, to the Coldplay concert? Because no money. Okay, I think you will be in the US. You guys are going to be in the US, right? I suppose it's
Yeah,
yeah.
unfortunately so.
Yeah, okay. I think you can just watch it in the US then. And I hope that it will be cheaper than here in Indonesia, okay? So what about you, Sela? What is the lesson learned that you have throughout your journey?
Well, I think it's like never ever afraid of failure. The funny thing is, at first, I think people like Mehdi or Kayoga will never fail, I guess. Yeah, that's what I think. And then they just get what they want, right? So it's kind of give me insecurities. And at first, I also like afraid of failure, rejections, and so on. But yeah, I think everyone will eventually feel that rejection or that kind of failure at least once in their life, and it really helps you to grow. So in fact, it really helps. I mean, like in my opinion and in my story, yeah, it really helps me to grow. At least I know what is wrong with me, and then how can I improve in certain ways. So please don't be afraid, guys, to try. At least if you failed, you can learn something compared to if you're not applying at all.
Okay. Don't be afraid to fail. That's a great take. Thank you, Sela. What about you, Mimi?
Corresponding to Sela's comments before, yeah, I think that is one thing that really slapped me hard about the failure, because in my peer group, let's say, we were registering for LPDP together. From 5 of us, only me who failed. With that kind of expectation, people keep seeing me as someone who is perfect. I know I look perfect, guys. I know, me myself even admit it. But the lesson learned that I've received during that hardship time is I don't want to define, I don't let my failure define myself. You fail, it's just a process, okay? Your scholarship, your university is not your destination. It's just a vehicle, a carrier for you to your real destination. What is it? Your future, your end of the day. Well, for me personally, my destination is perhaps because I'm a Muslim, my destination is akhirat, for example, the paradise. So failing in the scholarship, universities, your world doesn't end. The world is still spinning. The universe is not about you. So stop blaming yourself. Stop telling yourself that you are bad, that you are not capable of doing anything just because of one failure. Because this failure, even if it defines you depends on how you deal with your failure. If you are surrendering to your failure, so your failure defines you as a loser. But if you dodge back, you bounce back from failure, just like yoga, just like Sela, for just like me, perhaps. Your failure defines you as a warrior. So don't let failure define you. Even if you let them define you, you are the one who are going to set the definition. And fun fact, 3 of us were registering for LPDP in the first term of 2022. On the D-Day of the announcement, we were together with the rest of Toastmaster members because we had our first dinner together in a restaurant. I still remember that day. We were having fun on the surface, but we were very nervous. We bite our nails now and then at that moment, and we failed together. We failed together. Once we got back, Daddy, Sela WhatsApp me. How about you? How about you? How about you? And we shared the same results. And if at that time we define our failure as our finish line, we will not talking here in front of you, the 3 of us. So I think that's the lesson learned from us, I guess.
Okay. I think that's really great. And I think it's really cool that we have friends to fail with, right? I mean, we can support each other. And I am happy to know that it's Toastmasters for you guys. So thank you very much for sharing. So we have heard about the long, challenging, exhausting, yet rewarding journey that all of you have gone through to come this far, right? And I believe that being a part of supportive, compassionate, and motivated community can help us accomplish our goals and our dreams. So, and I don't want to miss the fact that we meet each other here in Ministry of Finance, Toastmasters Club, right? As lifelong learners. So I want to know your opinion. Do you think being a member of this community helps you this far? I think I want to hear from Sela first.
Sorry, my connection is a bit. Hello?
Yeah. Do you get the question?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So do you think that being a member of this community, Toastmasters, helps you to reach this far?
Of course! Oh my God! Yes! It's blurred. Oh God! Yeah, of course. I couldn't say anything else rather than thank you. because Minister of Finance Toastmasters especially really helps me to reach my dream, because we are in the same community, we have the same dreams, we are supporting each other, and I love you guys so much.
Okay, so thank you very much. This is not a soft selling, you guys, or perhaps hard selling. What about you, Kayoga? I think Mehdi has previously mentioned about that. Yeah, I want to hear from Kayoga.
Yeah, I think for me it's because I joined in 2012. For me, it's about the mentality and the attitude, Dita, because it's I got it especially from preparing for speeches and for in competing. I compete quite many times. I once won in the club level, won the area level, and got third place in division level. But I failed much more than I won, and these failures also shaped me. And to compete and to prepare speech in Toastmaster, especially when you compete, I learned that preparation is really important. We got to prepare the best possible draft of the speech and rehearse the speech the best we can, and the iteration of the go back and forth between refining the draft and the rehearsal. And that's why I think the mentality and the attitude get really into me. And of course, being the leader of MoF Toastmaster is good both for my campus and scholarship application. That's from me, Dita.
Okay, thank you very much, Kayoga, for sharing, and also Sela and Mehdi. I think since we are running out of time, but guys, you have heard the story, the struggles, and eventually the success of our speakers today, right? So we are opening the Q&A session. If you have any questions or perhaps some things that you are still curious about our speakers and their struggles and their achievement, so feel free to raise your hand and ask the questions directly. We would like to hear that, and we will be happy to hear it directly from you. Do you want to ask anyone? Perhaps, I think in the chat box, we have some people throwing the question. Perhaps you want to ask it directly. Andre Prawira, perhaps? Are you here? No? Okay, so I think I'm going to read the questions. So to all speakers, did any of you qualify for any merit-based scholarships from the uni, and how hard it is to be considered, and how does it influence your decisions in accepting LOA? So did you get the questions, guys? Perhaps we can go from Mehdi first.
Well, me personally, I think administrative-wise, I am qualified, but I didn't apply to any scholarship from university. But I remember Stella once got it, so I think it will be very relevant to Stella, I guess.
Okay.
Or Dedi, if you have any experience with that.
Yeah,
No, anyway, thank you for the question, Mas Andre, but I never qualified for a scholarship from uni. Thank you.
Oh, okay. What about you, Stella? Do you have any experience about this?
Yeah, most of the university that admit me, they give me like how do we say it, like a merit-based scholarship. Yeah, but it doesn't cover all of the tuition fee, mostly like 50%, or the highest scholarship that was given to me was from Johns Hopkins University. Like the tuition fee is like 65, and they give me like $45,000 a year, so it covers like 80% or 70%. Well, it's not that good.
But in the end, you didn't take it, right? I mean, are you have you finally fixed your decision? It's like, I'm going to go to the ZIPA and then I'm going to drop all of the options, other options.
It's a hard option. It's a hard choice for me. In fact, I paid for 2 like deposits, because at that time I really confused what to choose. But thankfully, like one of the university like give a discount for their deposits because I asked for it. I give my reasoning because I'm waiting as well for the LPDP decision by like early June. So they like give me some discounts for their deposits. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so again, guys, you need money because at some points perhaps you have to, to put some kind of deposit and then lost it. So find money, guys. Thank you very much for sharing, Sela. Okay, anyone want to raise their hands? I don't think I can see any hands raised, but if not, I'm going to read another questions. We got it from Mentimeter. Oh, I kind of forget, you can ask your questions through the link in the chat box, guys, in the Menti. So if you feel some kind of afraid or perhaps shy to ask directly to our panelists, you can drop your question and then we will try to answer that. So this one is very interesting question. How important is it for all of the panelists to build your personal portfolio in order to win the scholarship? So it's about the portfolio, and if you've done already, how it affects you to finally get yours. Did you get the question, everyone? I'm going to pose it. So perhaps I can go with maybe.
It is very, very important. Self-portfolio, I think, because that's the way you sell your value. Well, we are talking about scholarship, in specific, the question. How can we convince them that we are deserving of the money that they will spend in such a big amount of money? And self-portfolio would be the consideration of for let's say interviewer or the administrative staff that will sort your application in the beginning to determine, oh, this kind of person is walking the talk that she, in this case me, and that she has been selling through her essay. So the importance of self-portfolio is to match it with your essay also. In your essay, you may talk big about yourself, but if your accolades, your organization experiences, your volunteer experiences are not speaking for you too, it will not, it will not balancing. It feels like you are bluffing in your essay. And I think I succeeded. I collected my accolades throughout the year, just like Daddy from the office, from Ministry of Finance, Toastmaster also. I joined a lot of competition and thankfully I won, and that can enrich my CV in a way. And that convinced my interviewer in LPDP in this case. And I think it's pretty proven in my case.
Okay. So thank you very much for answering, Mehdi. What about you, Kayoga? The importance of portfolio.
Yeah, it's very important, and I think it's pretty much like building your own CV, right? And I started building it since, as early as possible. But the other thing to be considered is building CV and personal portfolio is one thing, but it doesn't guarantee you to secure a scholarship or university if you cannot deliver or present yourself in a way that the admission committee or scholarship committee wants, or because it's different nature basically for the panelists, like for the LPDP and AS or cheapening, they have their own a checklist, something like that, or perhaps indicators, parameters, both for technicals and psychological and a manner or attitude, something like that. And yeah, you have to balance out between that personal portfolio and the way you present yourself properly, both in essays and in the interview. That's from me, Tita.
Okay, so how we present ourselves in our application, right? So thank you very much, Kayoga. What about you, Sela, about the portfolio, how important it is and how do you deal with that?
Well, it's quite similar with Meidi's opinion. Yeah, we can humble brag or bragging whatsoever in your essay, but if your CV or resume are not supporting it, then it won't work. As for the scholarship, maybe I haven't got the LPDP yet. So if you're asking me about the scholarship like from the school, I also like show myself as it's supposed to be, like they want the image that they want. I try to find the experience that will, help me and promote my profile. And you can search for it, like to make your CV more stand out compared to the other applicants, and I think it's going to be important. So guys, prepare yourself.
Okay, so it is really important, guys. Portfolio is really important. I think we can see it this way. We have a personal portfolio and a professional portfolio. It's like for the work matters, and also the personal one. I think we can say it like the community that you have and that you're joining, and then the volunteering experience that you have. So what I am curious about is, actually, this is my question. So which one is more important? Is the professional portfolio is more important than the personal one, or how? Perhaps anyone has any thoughts about personal and professional portfolio? Which one is more important? I think Mehdi is thinking while chewing.
I'm sorry.
Are you able to speak?
So, yeah, of course. I'm sorry. I'm so expressive, but for me, I don't distinguish between personal and professional portfolio, because that's the image that I want to build. I am professional. So personally, I'm professional. Like that.
Oh, okay. Personally, you're professional. That's
Yes.
one great answer. Thank you very much. Sela or Kayoga, do you have any thoughts about, differentiating these two kinds of portfolio?
I'll go after Sel.
Well, for me, drama is always interesting somehow. If not, too much, it will interest, the admission committee to choose you anyway. If that experience makes you to be a better person, to be a more like outstanding person, why not? A little bit drama will be good, I think. But you have to like make it equal to your professional as well.
Okay, so both are important. So I think just like what Mehdi said before, be personally professional, guys. Okay, so I think we have another questions. It is, hello, Kak Mehdi, how can you finally choose Harvard University, Kak? Because you have been accepted in several reputable universities like Berkeley, UCLA, and others. So how did you finally choose Harvard?
It was never an option. It was never an option for me. It feels like well, for me personally, it was my dream. I even mention it in my sujud every day. I wish for it in my birthday wishes. So, but it's personally, it's my personal answer. But academic wise, I chose Harvard because they met my requirements. So I don't know why, it felt like I met the love of my life. Once I opened all website of law school, everyone was welcoming lawyers, welcome lawyers, welcome lawyers. I am no longer a lawyer. It is discouraging, somehow, but only Harvard welcoming public officials. And that's a calling for me, one calling. Second calling would be the program. Harvard has this law and government program. Is that for me? It made me think that it was tailored personally for me. So I felt like, wow, it's law and government, and I can choose the specification that I want to pursue later on when I go to the campus. While the others, they have more general program that is not very relevant with my profession right now. And lastly, I found a professor that really aligns with my research in a way. So that's why Harvard is never an option for me.
Okay, so Harvard is the one for you, right? It's
Yes.
like, you know it from the deepest of your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone else is you are ready to drop everyone else, but Harvard is the one, right? So I think that's how she chooses that. Okay, so we have another questions here. How do you behave towards, oh yeah, how do you behave towards a university that has accepted you but has not met the standards for your dream university? Will you, I cannot read this. Why? Okay. Will you blah 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 harder or try harder or fix your decision? Do you have any experience on this? And because the questioner said that the temptation to follow an easier path is huge. So perhaps I can ask to Kayoga first. How do you behave towards university that has accepted you but has not met the standards? Because previously you said that you want to go to LSE in the first place, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just can talk out of my experience. So in 2000 and yeah, I dreamt for LSE. It became my laptop background for quite a long time at the time. And when I found out that I couldn't be eligible, I dropped that from my wish list. And basically at the time in 2020 and 2021, I just basically take any university that accepted me. So at the time, because I aimed for UK, my dream actually always want to be in the UK university. So at the time, Manchester, Warwick, and Bristol. Somehow I get Bristol. So I thought I'm going to Bristol, but you know, sometimes life just say, not there, you got. You deserve a better uni. So okay, not UK. So I changed my site at Aussie. Because I didn't get cheapening at the time, so I think, oh, it might be Aussie rather than UK. So I applied for Queensland. I get accepted. So I thought I'm going to UQ, and I love the campuses, and the campus complex is very beautiful. So I thought it's UQ for me, but God through life said, not there. I think you deserve more. So I thought it's in the US. And I thought, in hindsight, looking backward, I thought, and I tried to my fortune at Harvard, because I was also wondering, and I wanted to know whether I can get to the campus or not, but unfortunately not. Perhaps my resume, or I cannot convince the committee convincingly enough the way Mehdi did. So I have to learn from Mehdi. But somehow because at the time I aimed for Harvard MPP, which turned out to be very qualitative, and I aim for more quantitative program. So in a way, I'm grateful that I was rejected by Harvard MPP, because Chicago MPP is the program that suited me better. So that's the way life goes for me. I aim big, but yeah, I moderated my choice and go with it. But somehow God chose me. That is very graceful, merciful, and He thinks I deserve better than Bristol and UQ, and hopefully I can get there. So this is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing, guys. So the key is to keep being open to opportunities, right? It's like to keep your mind open.
Exactly, madam.
To anything that comes to you, and to anything that you cannot have, right? So thank you very much for sharing. Perhaps I can go to the last question for today, since we are running out of time. The most difficult for me is the desire, since I feel nothing about my job and my environment seems don't support me. So do you have any suggestions for the person, perhaps from Sela?
Where's the question?
I think it is posted to me privately. So I'm going to post it, how to find the desire, especially when you don't feel like your job or something that you do is not, doesn't support you to go for that.
Oh, do you have any suggestions? So, yeah, well, it's your life, darling. So you have to aim for the best for your life. It's not about your environment. It's not about the people around you. It's about your life. The first thing first, it is your life. You have to remember that. And because of that, you have to make sure that your choice and also your chances would not be ruined by your environment. So if I'm going to, give you some recommendations, I don't know if you are boys or girls, but well, as for me, becoming a girl or a woman that is having a great education will somehow ensure your future better. So I think you have to think about your future.
Okay, so thank you very much for answering our last question for today, guys. Since we are really running out of time, I think it's time for me to close the Q&A session. So, but if you have any questions, you can just go to our meeting every Friday because we always have meetings every Friday. So you can ask anyone here, Sela, Kayoga, or maybe because we usually have some kind of chit chats and also discussion in the station or perhaps outside the stations. So we have learned so much from all of our wonderful speakers tonight, and I want to pass you the key message again to you guys. So the first one, I think every journey is different because we have seen Kayoga story and then Sela's story and also Medica struggles are different from each other, right? So we have to embrace our own journey, especially in getting into the top universities that you wish to get. And also, the second one is that it might feel exhausting, lonely, and even depressing, right? So keep going and win the silent battle. And the last is, I think this is one of the most captivating point that I got from this session. Know your values. Know when you have to go. Know when you have to shut some opinions and etc. So the first thing is that we need to know our values and what we are trying to fight for, right? So thank you very much. And before we close this session, I would like to have some closing remarks from our speakers. So what do you want to say to all people here who are pursuing their dreams? I can start with Medica, perhaps.
I think I want to start not my message. I think it's just a sharing from me to anyone. A lot of people ask me what are the tips and tricks to get into Harvard. My sole answer is just register yourself, daftar. And from that answer, I want to tell you guys, you are way bigger than your dream. You are way bigger than your feeling of insecurities. You are way bigger than your own doubt. Okay, so don't ever feel like if you are afraid of something, you make it as a red light to make you stop and make a U-turn. But instead, if you feel scared towards something, it means it is big enough for you. It has something big behind it, and it will lead you into something big in the future. So use your fear as your green light instead of your red light because you are way bigger than your fear. That's from me.
Okay, so everyone use your fears as the green light. Thank you very much for sharing. How about Sela? What do you want to say?
Guys, daftar guys. Daftar guys, register yourself and surround yourself with a great support system. We are open, guys. Come to Ministry of Finance Toastmasters by our meeting and see how it can help you to grow yourself and a little bit like closer to your dream universities. Love you guys.
Okay, so the key is to register yourself to the university that you are aiming and also to the Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club meeting, right? So thank you very much. And the last one from Kayoga, please.
For me, it's okay to feel frustrated and low, brokenhearted, even depressed and humiliated when you keep failing over and over. It's also really okay to cry, but it's not okay to give up. So please don't give up. Hang in there. Try again while improving your efforts. Seek helps. I do believe at one point God will convert forward your tears of sadness to tears of joy. And I do hope you don't convert backwards your own tears of sadness to tears of regret. If it happens, it's too bad, you're done. And you can turn back time. You still can learn from it though, but try your best to keep persevering and keep praying to God for guidance and strength. Thank you.
Okay, so it's okay to cry, but it's not okay to give up and keep praying. Thank you very much, Kak Yoga, for sharing with us. So thank you very much for having an inspiring, encouraging, and also fun discussion with us today. I am so honored to be here to help deliver the inspiring stories of our speakers, and also hope that we all can learn so much from here. And also, I would like to say thank you very much for coming and staying with us, to all audiences here. Thank you so much, Kak Yoga, Mehdi, and Stella, for sharing. Though we've had some casual sessions every Friday, and I think I'm really happy that we get the chance to share the discussions to a wider audience. So thank you very much. And let me close the session with a reminder from Simon Sinek, and I think previously Medika said this as well. Dream big, start small, but most of all, start. It's like the point that Stella said as well. So I'm Dita signing off. I'm giving the control back to the VPE, Vice President of Education, as well as the MC for today to proceed with the next agenda. Over to you, Anne.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dita. So we have a token of appreciation to all of the speakers, Toastmaster Mehdi, Toastmaster Yoga, and Toastmaster Sela, as well as our beautiful moderator today, Toastmaster Dita. So first of all, maybe we can go with Toastmaster Medika, our beloved president, with the certificate. And after that, we can take a picture together. So please prepare yourself, everyone, to take the picture. Maybe you can use your hijab first, or maybe positioning your camera. Okay, is there any share screen for the certificate? All right. So thank you very much, Toastmasters Medika, and I'm gonna count 3, 2, 1 for the picture. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Toastmaster Mehdi. And next is Toastmaster Yoga, our founding daddy. 3, 2, 1. All right. And last but not least, Toastmaster Sela, our beloved Secretary of Ministry of Finance, Toastmasters Club. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you very much to all the speakers. And next, we're going to have a token of appreciation for our moderator, Toastmasters Dita. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Kadita. Thank you very much, everyone. And let's take a picture together. Everyone, please turn on your camera and show us your beautiful smile, please. Okay, we have soon to be Toastmaster Risma, soon to be Toastmaster Rahardian, soon to be Toastmaster Ilmi, Toastmaster Iqlil is also here, soon to be Toastmaster Nurul, soon to be Toastmaster Miftahul Fatoni, and soon to be Toastmaster Dita. All right. So I'm gonna count in 3, 2, 1, and then please give your best smile, guys. 3, 2, 1. Okay, maybe we can use this pose like this to support ourselves, to pursue our dream. Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming to Ministry of Finance Toastmasters Club educational session. We hope to see you next week in our regular meeting. So if you would like to build the network with this very stunning people, please come to our regular meeting and feel free to have an interaction with them, because they are very humble, and also they will help you to we will help you to achieving your dream. Thank you very much. My name is Rota Ayun as the MC for today. Signing off. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you for coming.
Have a nice
everyone.
weekend.
Have a great
Have a
Thank you,
nice
Daddy.
weekend, guys.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you,
weekend.
Lita.
Kak Kiki,
Everyone.
Jackie,
Yes,
Aan.
Anyway, thank you for
Bye.
coming,
See you next
Toastmaster.
week. Mas
See you next time,
Barato,
guys.
Toastmaster
Yeah, we
Agung,
have Toastmaster
Sandia.
Miftah as well.
Miftahul,
Thank you all guests for coming.
We have
Thank
Toastmaster
you.
Sandi as well.
Kiki, also Kak Imam, everyone.
Thank you so much, Kak Kiki, for make
you,
our evening very fun with
Yes, you're
comments.
welcome, guys.
Kiki ini ya udah kayak
Kiki excited
Welcome,
banget
guys.
loh.
Someone
teasing-
asked me. Someone asked
teasing
me to
Medi banget.
join.
pasti Kak
No, someone asked me to
kalau Kak
join.
Dita yang minta.
Enggak, bukan. Udah bukan sekarang,
Oh, udah
guys.
bukan, udah ganti ya,
Udah
Kak.
bukan.
Oh, pakemnya udah beda ya.
Udah beda pakemnya sekarang.
Kapan ya saya menemukan itu saya nggak nemu pakem saya nih dari 2021 nih nggak ada.
Mohon maaf nih,
Thank you,
samanya
Dr.
kita.
Ilmi. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming.
Semoga jadi ya Ki, semoga rezekinya.
Ya,
Amin
Ki.
ya robbal
Doain ya,
alamin.
Ki.
Thank you everyone, have a nice weekend.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice
Thank you,
weekend.
everyone.
See you next week.
Great
See you
job,
next week.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Kak Yoga. Thank you, everyone.
Jangan lupa nih belum di stop nih recordingnya, YouTube-nya juga.
Jangan lupa clock out.
Oh iya, clock out belum,
Oh
Daddy.
iya.